Hi, welcome to Unbothered Energy Weekly. I'm Crystal, and I'm so glad that you're here. And if you're seeing this message, understand that something in this is for you. There are no coincidences in this world. Over the past week, when I was reflecting about what I wanted to talk about in this week's video, I really took some time to reflect on my own journey and things that have really brought me a lot of knowledge and clarity and taught me to be authentic. And truly, the best way to be unbothered is to tap into your own authenticity. Now, over the last 10 plus years, I've consumed hundreds of books on topics like spirituality, self-help, really learning how to become your true self. And if someone asks me, what is the most important book that I have ever read? My answer is always the same. And I believe it's a book that everybody should read. Every human being, it should be part of curriculum. When my children were teenagers, I got them each a copy and kind of required for them to read it. I think it's a really important thing for all of us to understand. And that book is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. My copy. This book is so important to me that I actually listen to it quarterly or read it. I like audiobooks. So quarterly, I consume it. And I have for a long time. I always need those reminders. It's a very, very important book to my development. So what I've decided to do here over the next 5 weeks is visit the book. Today, I'm going to just touch on the beginning of the book. And then for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to talk about each of the agreements and how they've helped shape me into becoming unbothered. So the Four Agreements book starts out talking about our domestication. And for me, this was a completely foreign thing, the very first time that I had ever heard this. And it really made a lot of sense. It really started to click with me. And what Don Miguel Ruiz talks about is how we're all born into this world. And just like animals, we are domesticated. We're domesticated by our families, by our belief systems, by churches and schools, and however we're raised. So the first time I had heard this idea of domestication, it was actually very astonishing to me how I didn't choose anything about myself. Very little things up until that point I'd actually chose. These things were indoctrinated into me. You don't even get to choose your own name. We come into this world as an individual, but we are basically the sum of all of the things that raised us, right? Even the things that we consume, like entertainment, television, things like that. So it really started to make me question myself. Who am I? What is it that I even like? Do I even believe in the things that I claim that I believe in? Do I even like the things that I even claim that I like? This was a really pivotal moment in my life. And this is when I started to, what I refer to as unbecome all the things that I never was. So during the process of domestication, we form an image of perfection, right? Based on who we're trying to please, where we're trying to fit in, whose image of us that we think we should be living up to. But we all know that perfect isn't real. And when we start to realize that we can't live up to the reality of what we think we should be based on the rules and the beliefs of everyone in society around us, we then start to reject ourselves. As we grow and we start to lose confidence, we start to have doubts about ourselves. And whenever we're trying to fit in and we don't think that we're good enough, we start to put on these masks, these fake masks of who we think we should be to fit into the world around us. So this week's challenge to work your way to more unbothered energy is a little bit daunting, a little bigger than normal. Really examine yourself in what ways that you are living up to expectations or things that you don't even want, things you didn't even choose. What is it that you are that you don't even want to be? Just because you've been told that you are, just because you think that's what you're supposed to be, just because that's someone else's dream of this reality. In what ways were you domesticated to fit into a hole that was never yours to fit into? In what ways do you show up with these fake masks and personas into your life when really you're shunning your own authenticity? This week's affirmation is, I love myself enough to express myself authentically. So until next week, I'll see you then as we explore the first of the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word, my favorite agreement of all. So I'm very excited to dive into Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The 4 Agreements. I highly recommend you go get a copy if you've never read it. And if you have, pick it back up. It's time for a revisit.